What is up, you guys? Welcome back to No Pilled. As you can see, today I am without my co-host, but that's okay. I wanted to react to a video from the Whatever podcast. I'm a little bit late on this one, I know, but it's something that kind of got skimmed over. I don't think anybody really reacted to this one thing that was being said, and I really wanted to tackle this because I think it's an important issue that needs to be addressed. Let's get right into it.
Thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Women can like older men, but older men can't like younger women, ? Men and women don't have anything in common, ladies. LOL, are y'all okay?
What?
When women are doing it for OnlyFans, they're not doing it for pleasure most of the time. They're doing it for money. So they don't do it because they like older men. They do it because they like older men's money.
If any young women are watching, please do not model your lifestyle after her. Thank you very much.
So this is going to give you a little bit of a preview of what we're going to get into. It's kind of like a competition between lifestyles. You'll see that as we go on.
And that's from the Christian man.
Yes, I'm looking out for you young ladies. If you
I'm
ever,
not judging
if
you.
you ever, that's fine. But if you ever want to get married, there's a lot of young girls out there who want to get married someday. If pictures of yourself doing things are all over the internet, your husband and your kids will not appreciate that.
What are your kids going to think of this?
I think Northwest is doing just fine.
Okay, so nothing really too controversial here. Yeah, once you put stuff up on the internet, chances are it's going to be there for life or for at least a very long time. I don't think that's going to completely ruin somebody's future chances of finding a husband or a wife. These guys really like to persecute these young women who are making bad decisions. Meanwhile, a lot of them not being married themselves, so they don't really know anything about it. And what I gather from this, you'll see later in the clip, this guy that's talking is actually a supposed new born again believer, something like he's a new Christian. And that's exactly why I wanted to address this point. A lot of people, when they hop onto this religion bandwagon, they become super zealous and they start going after other people for their lifestyles. And it's very hypocritical.
What are your kids going to think of this?
I think Northwest is doing just fine.
Northwest.
Yeah, she's living her life.
Kanye's, yeah.
Yeah, she's doing great with her mom.
I mean, given the option between a mom who has porn on the internet versus one who doesn't have porn on the internet, I would prefer if all of my friends couldn't see my mom fucking other dudes and sucking their dick.
I still consider myself a Christian. I still consider myself a Christian. I do. And that just means that I believe that Jesus died on the cross for my sins, and I'm not a fucking judgmental person like you.
If she had have just stopped there and shut her mouth, I would have been on her side, because all a Christian is somebody who believes that Jesus Christ died for their sin. But then she goes on to say, and I'm not a judgmental asshole like you. She just completely refuted everything that she just said prior to that, because she's now judging him for being a certain way. She is better than he is because she's not judgmental. So she's the real Christian. And it's like a battle on who's more holy than the other person. It kind of gives you a glimpse into the hypocrisy that is living in both the red pill community and in the other side of the spectrum with the feminists and the boss babes and whatnot. It's like a pissing contest. Who is living better than the other one? It's also how a lot of these red pill guys are claiming to be devout Muslims, but then they go and they sleep with all these women and they do drugs and they drink and stuff. It's totally contradiction. But both of these people are becoming religious and fighting over it. It's just so stupid.
What gives you the right? You're not perfect. You should
on.
know better than anyone that we are sinners.
Okay, you're right.
We're not
you're
perfect.
Right. And I know
so get off your high horse.
I know I'm not perfect. Okay.
No, get off your high horse. What makes you think that you're better than everyone else? You are a sinner.
I never said that.
You are recently born again.
So that's what I was talking about. The guy is recently born again. He's a recent believer or whatever. And she is calling him out on his BS. I think a lot of these guys don't understand how self-righteous they are coming across. And that's exactly what it is. But she's also in the wrong here, because she herself is being self-righteous, where if she wanted to win this argument, I think the best thing for her would have just to have walked away from it, shown some grace, let him talk, not called him names, and just said, hey, I'm a firm believer. This is my faith. If you want to live the way you want to live, go right ahead. This is how I choose to live, but that doesn't make me any less of a believer. She could have just left it at that, but she's going to egg him on. And that's what I mean. It's like a bunch of children just arguing back and forth in these stupid gender debates, these stupid OnlyFans, Instagram, porn, stupid conversations that people are having. It's just nothing but drama. It sounds like a bunch of little kids.
Why are you judging other people? You can have your beliefs, but don't attack other people. That's fucked up.
Okay, this side of the table was saying that it's a great lifestyle decision. You said it's a great lifestyle decision at 18 to do that. I was encouraging young ladies.
Did I say that for everyone? Did I speak for everyone? I was speaking for myself.
I think the way that we live is totally subjective to our experiences. Truth in itself is objective, but everybody does have a subjective experience in the way that they perceive the world. And like this girl here, this OnlyFans model is pointing out, she says, everyone's a sinner. You should know better than that. Everybody is flawed. I think that's the point that she's trying to make. Everybody is imperfect. And something that I might be doing in my life that I think is okay will be considered totally wrong and immoral by somebody else. Whereas I might see the way that she's living and think, hey, OnlyFans is pretty immoral. I would never do it. So we all want to be right. We all think that we're living better than the other person. It's when you start to promote your lifestyle is the only way to be living right is when it becomes a problem because, like I said, the way that you live is relative to your experiences and your perspective on the world. Truth, however, will always stand. You can't make people see things the way that you do in your life. And when you try to, you actually push them further away because you come off as arrogant and hypocritical and self-righteous, which is actually extremely unappealing.
If you want to talk about, I'm just as good of a Christian too. Jesus said, if you truly love me, you will work to keep my commands. And he also said, go and sin no more. Okay. And we're called to.
Okay. If you're going to be preaching your religion to somebody and you're going to be quoting religious figure, use it in correct context because this is where confusion comes up. Because I'm going to place a bet here, my entire life's assets on the fact that he has not gone and sinned no more. Human beings in their flawed state are in no position to be telling somebody else that they need to stop living this way because so-and-so, whatever said religious figure, we're going to use Jesus because that's relative to this case. Jesus said, go and sin no more, live like me.
Be models and examples for other people. We're called to model Christ. Do you think you're modeling Christ by doing OnlyFans?
I don't see it so black and white as you do.
How? He said
I'm going to be the type of Christian that I want to be.
He said the kind that doesn't follow the Bible.
Again, I'm going to place another bet, my entire life savings, that he's not following the Bible. I think to be telling an OnlyFans model who is just trying to tell you that she is comfortable in her faith, that she has to go and follow the Bible when you yourself know that you don't do that. The second you start telling someone else that, well, you have to do it too, you've lost your audience.
I mean, I'm sure that you're following, going against some of the rules.
I fuck up and I
exactly. So don't speak on other people.
And I repent of it.
He just said that he messes up, but then he stops doing it.
I think he should add the caveat, maybe young girls who are looking for a specific type of family life in future, settling down a
hold on a second.
Okay, so why is this even a discussion? Is doing pornography or sex work a good thing for young girls? That's an obvious hard no. That's her choice. That's what she's choosing to do. Hopefully she grows up and grows out of it. But when they try to completely shut her down, give her no grace, no mercy, and tell her basically your life is over. If you choose to do this, you have no hope for a future or a family or anything like that. That's when it gets a little bit ridiculous. The problem that I find with these kind of discussions is when they're bringing religion into it. But I think what this is an opportunity to compare lifestyles and compete with other people to make yourself look good. And I think that's what a lot of these guys do on these red pill podcasts is they will bring on these girls who are easy to refute. It's not hard, but so are they. The men themselves are not that bright. They're not saying anything profound or super intelligent or whatever. But I think what it is they're bringing these women on because they know that it's going to cast themselves in a good light. And then they do it in the name of religion. A lot of these people are newly religious. And now they have this brand new self-righteous attitude about them. And it's very off-putting. And I think to sum it up, that is probably the biggest thing in the red pill community that really just turns me off. Now, I am by no means a feminist as the modern day standard would hold it, as modern day feminists are. I don't fit into that mold whatsoever at all. But this whole red pill thing and this manosphere community is just disgusting to me. It is just so laden with hypocrisy, and a lot of people don't like it for that reason. And I think more people need to point that part of it out rather than actually diving too deep into these really stupid arguments that they are having, obvious ones, common sense, things that Why is this even a discussion you're having?
I'm married, man. What do you think? Like, I'm the only one that's actually married here. Like, I like half the time when y'all have opinions about this, it's just so fucking laughable.
Yeah, it is funny. It's a whole bunch of unmarried people giving advice on marriage. And I've been married myself for almost 8 years now, and I could tell you nothing they're saying is correct. They have missed the target 100% of the time in every single one of these podcast episodes that I've watched. The only smart things they say are things that everybody knows. Like I already said, things like doing porn might be bad for you, or sex work is probably going to hurt your future. Duh. Let's not just go after the women for making the content, but how about the men who are purchasing it and feeding into this whole vicious cycle that we have going on?
It did pop my mind, but I like will never do that route, and it's because it's a route of self. But I'm just trying to explain like a reason like why I wouldn't. I'm not shaming it. Like, go sex workers, like get your bag, okay? Like,
good for you though.
Be an independent, strong, independent woman.
Come on, just say what you really think. I hate people that do the shit like this.
Like I could if I was like my family, if I was like doing stuff like that. But I'm like adding value to society. Not that sex work doesn't add value. That came across shady.
What? To me, honestly, that was a very childish conversation that kind of felt like I was sitting in a room of a bunch of kids. Like, I have 3 kids, and it sounded less intelligent than some of the discussions I have with them. No one will ever come to an agreement. You're not actually learning anything, and you're not even compromising somewhere in the middle. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you thought it was a balanced reaction. Subscribe to No Pilled, like this video, share this video, and comment down below what you want me to react to next. And I'll see you in the next one.